case you didn't know, there is something really cool and very cute available. It's the Shadiversity Plushy! Check it out! Look at how cute this guy is. Look at him. And he is available, link in the description. So, limited time, thing. So, get one while you can. And if they do well, we might even be able to do some expanded, I get one of Tyranth and Nate, maybe even Nathan as well. So check it out, it's the Plushy available, for a short time. I don't know why, he just looks very handsome.
Welcome back to The Watch, and today we're going to be talking about something we've discussed before, because it's been a year.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy. It's been a year, and stuff has happened. We've had the Game Awards, we've had sales numbers, we've had a whole bunch of cool stuff.
We've
had stuff happen.
It was about a year ago that all the articles are coming out saying, don't buy Hogwarts Legacy, you're going to support transphobic, even though there's actually a trans character in it, and the people who worked on it are quite progressive. Like, there were developers on Twitter saying, guys, I'm sorry I worked in this game, but, I need the paycheck. And people just kind of, in a certain sphere, were hating on this game and attacking it based on it being connected to J.K. Rowling.
Yes.
That is the summary for it.
That is the general...
The other half, we were all like, Harry Potter's a world we all love and enjoy. There's a video game for it that looks pretty in-depth and fun.
Yep.
And we were all keen to play it.
And a lot of people played it. We got some of the... Now, the sales have a couple of caveats, right?
Yes.
Hogwarts Legacy was on all platforms. It recently released on Switch. All that sort of stuff. So, and especially what it was going up against, things like Baldur's Gate and Zelda, blah, blah, whatever it was, they have caveats where they were only on selected platforms.
Yeah.
But hey, that's kind of the nature of it. If you're only putting your game out on one platform...
That's the platform that you sell on.
You're choosing that. So when you're like Hogwarts Legacy, I want to put it on everything, you are choosing that.
Yes.
It seemed to have won, given all the information we currently have, in terms of sales.
Sales... So it won against Baldur's Gate as well?
So, Hogwarts Legacy, we've got some of the sales numbers now. By the end of 2023, it would have sold about 22 million copies. Now, off the top of my memory, I think this is something around Elden Ring numbers. I think Elden Ring sold something around this.
Okay.
So that is a mammoth game. That's a monster game.
That's a big game.
That's a big game. And then there was also that added benefit of them releasing the Switch version just in time for the holiday season.
Yeah, it was around November.
Yep, so they would have gotten a bunch of that as well. Now, Baldur's Gate... I don't have any of the numbers here. This is all I could find. Is an article from a month ago saying it could exceed 7.5 million copies. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say, let's just say it's 10 million by this point, or even more. That's still not 22 million.
Yes.
So I just we could be wrong about that. I just can't see. I can't find anything on that.
And the thing with this, right? Baldur's Gate is very much a niche game. In terms of it is made for
what the game genre.
Yeah,
that I feel like
it is made for people who play and love D&D.
Yeah, I do not play and love in D&D.
That's not to say that there's a large audience of people who love that,
and that's fine. It's just not for me.
That's fine. We're not talking about that right now.
But I want you to say it because you.
Well, yeah, I don't like it either because D&D is just math to me, and that makes me. And if we're talking about our personal preferences, I prefer science fiction more than fantasy.
That's fine.
That's just my personal preference.
But a lot of people like it, and it did really well, and people say it's a great game. So, and it won Game of the Awards.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about Game of the Awards?
Yeah, well, the Game Awards was interesting as always. But yeah, they pushed a lot of Baldur's Gate, of course. Now, that's not to say Baldur's Gate isn't a good game. Shad would come in here and just
defend it to death.
Like, before we made this video, he's like, let's talk about Baldur's Gate. And we're like, no. Baldur's Gate has stolen the spotlight from Hogwarts Legacy enough. That's not what this video is about. So we're not declaring that. What we're saying is it is very odd that Hogwarts Legacy, being such a big game and a successful game,
well, one of the biggest
have
sales
no mention.
Yeah.
At the Game Awards, and even just stuff in general.
Now, look, I don't think it was Game of the Year.
No.
I don't think it was the best game last year, but it was a very good game, and I really liked the game. Do I think Zelda was better than it? Yes. But do I think it was 10 times better? No. But then when we come to Baldur's Gate, I have no problem with which game wins Game of the Year, because usually when you put up God of War versus Elden Ring, it's kind of a win-win here. both
A
these
good
games-
game is a good game.
Exactly. So I'm never really too bitter about Game of the Year stuff. And even with Baldur's Gate, even though it's not for me, from what I've heard fantastic things. So I don't mind either way. The issue is when there are other games, like a remake for Game of the Year.
Resident Evil games, yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, love Resident Evil games, but having a remake be Game of the Year,
Final Fantasy, you know.
that blows my mind. And Hogwarts Legacy, while I don't think it was Game of the Year, I definitely think it was like worthy of being in the category or mention or whatever.
And I think, well, look, going off your topic too with the whole like, you know, it's really unfair that remakes, you know, get the spotlight. One thing that in the games industry, as someone who's a bit more checked in, you know who the saltiest devs are when it comes to Game Awards? All the sports devs.
Right.
Because they put in like, they the footballs, the FIFAs, the soccers, even the racing, they're like, we make the most realistic, fun, authentic simulations for people. And you know what? FIFA, back when it was FIFA, sold a lot of copies.
It did, yeah.
And no one bats an eye in the games because everyone's like, ugh, sports ball, what is this?
Yes. I have a complicated relationship with things like FIFA.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the games industry, when it comes to awards, is very selective of who they want to pick and choose.
That's true.
Because you pick your friends, basically. It's like the class president in school. Everyone picks their favorite. And the one kid that, you know, does straight A's but has no friends, obviously isn't going to get picked for class president because nobody likes him.
So just here are some of the nominations. There was Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Alan Wake 2, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 deserves to be there. Zelda, I think, is fine with that. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I didn't play it, so I have no idea.
Yeah, look, it was... Because I have played it.
Yeah.
It's another Mario game.
Yeah. Alan Wake 2, I did not play, but I did not hear...
Alan Wake 2, I
heard
think...
mixed things.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because with the Game Awards, a lot of it is sponsored. And when you watched the Game Awards, all the ad parts were all Fortnite, Epic Games, and Alan Wake was an Epic Games exclusive. And so it felt to me very much like, hey, we'll give you money, but like our shipping title games that we want, like pushed for, you need to have as competitors. Like, people might not think that, but at the same time, it's just all buddy-buddy. It's not actually looking at what's objectively good. It's, we're friends, so I want you at my show so we can give you an award.
Now, we have an article here talking about a bit of cope. Like, there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read this little paragraph here. At the time of writing, the lowest Metacritic score of those aforementioned nominees, so the Game Award nominees, belongs to Alan Wake 2, which boasts a respectable 87. Hogwarts Legacy stands at 84, which granted isn't a substantial difference, but when the next lowest score is 90, it becomes a little harder to justify. Now, this is an interesting sentence to me because, well, there's a massive caveat here.
Yes.
And that is Hogwarts Legacy endured like months of
backlash,
a sustained boycott, hatred campaign.
To the point where people were saying any streamers who stream this game, we will attack you, we will dox you. Like, it was life-threatening in some instances.
Yeah.
Like, people were just frothing at the mouth for war. Alan Wake was like, came out a month before the Game Awards was announced. Didn't have, I mean, there's a bit of controversy in terms of the plot and writing and stuff, but like, it was nothing like Hogwarts Legacy.
So I'm actually more surprised that Hogwarts Legacy is only at 84 and not at lower.
With how controversial Hogwarts Legacy is, you'd think that, you know, it would have a lower score than, what was it, 82? 84.
Yeah. Now, the next line is also just as interesting. If we go down here, I know that, but when it comes to measuring the kind of impact a game has on the industry, it can be a useful metric to gauge just how popular something was, at least among critics. Who cares how popular it was among critics? Hogwarts Legacy was in the news cycle for months and months and months, and was a massive deal.
And you know what's crazy? When I went to buy my copy, everyone at the store was like, "We have sold out." Not just gamers were buying Hogwarts Legacy. Everyone was, especially girls who grew up reading the books and watching the movies are like, I'm going to buy a PS5 to play this game.
Yeah.
Like, no one I know in like the family groups I'm in played Alan Wake or even know what it is.
Yeah.
But everyone played Hogwarts Legacy.
So this next little paragraph here is just it's kind of baffling more than anything else. But Hogwarts Legacy sold a bajillion copies. Yeah. Some may cry in defense, insisting that's enough of an impact. If that's a metric for quality, then we might as well just give Game of the Year to Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto 5 every year.
They do realize that Game of the Year is for the year specific,
that it
and
was released.
I'm pretty sure when GTA 5 was announced and Minecraft came out, they both won awards.
Yeah, and Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto 5 are like some of the best games ever created. Like this is not an own.
When GTA 6 comes out, it's gonna win Game of the Year that year.
100%. And if there isn't, because GTA fans are rabid, there'll be like riots.
There will be. And like Minecraft, man, that thing doesn't need an award.
Yeah.
Like people isn't
it the best selling game of all time? I'm pretty sure it is.
I gotta double check that. It might be now.
Yeah.
Did it beat Tetris?
Yep. Minecraft.
Wow.
Minecraft is the best selling game of all time, and so is Grand Theft Auto 5.
The one below it is Tetris, and then below that is Wii Sports.
Yep. Yeah. Like
that's. I think that's a fair,
if you win Game of the
assumption to
Award,
make,
I'll be like, yeah, sure, okay, that's fine. So it's just one of those things where I do think we should talk about it. We should mention it because we do play games. We love games.
Yeah.
Played Hogwarts Legacy. I'm on my second playthrough. Yeah, I'm doing it on the Switch now. It's a good game. It's a solid game. Do I think it was Game of the Year? Not particularly. Do I think it was definitely worth a nomination or a mention or some other category?
That's the
yes.
thing. It was completely
exactly
cut out.
That's the problem.
You couldn't even vote on it.
Mm-hmm. And there was a whole bunch of other games I'd never heard of that I didn't care about. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I understand when you want to... You're bringing games to people who might not notice them. Sure. But at the same time, it's like, everybody's kind of sitting there going, Hogwarts Legacy, like, come on. It deserves something. It was great.
Please finish up. That was the joke for the Game Awards, actually.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. But that is everything. That is actually the end of everything.
Well, I think we need There's two things, I think. We're going to get a sequel, for sure. Or some sort of... We're going to get another...
Hogwarts World game. Yes, I agree with that. I don't know if we're going to get a sequel to the same story.
No. But I think we're going to... Because how successful it was, they're going to make another one. They are already making another one, for sure.
Something I want to bring up a little bit here is the comparison between Baldur's Gate 3 and Hogwarts Legacy. I feel like they both did exceedingly well because they were something that the fans were hungry for in that particular type of field. And this is why I think Baldur's Gate did so well and was so good, was because, like we said, we're not particularly D&D fans, that type of game. But I'm sure a lot of people out there have been waiting for a game like that for a long time. So when they finally get it, they're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a similar sort of thing with Hogwarts Legacy, where it's like Hogwarts, Harry Potter fans have been waiting for decades for a really good open world great game,
sink your teeth into,
and they got it. So I feel like they're comparable in that sense.
Yes. Yeah. I think one reason why I want to mention this is because there's so many points I want to say. This is not going to be the last time this happens.
No.
They are, and the thing is here, it's really funny with Hogwarts Legacy. There are elements in this game, like they have a trans character, and so they try to, when making the game, be inclusive. And despite doing that, that wasn't enough for those who are screaming and shouting of, you are supporting J.K. Rowling and therefore doing these other awful things. It doesn't matter what you do, you can't silence the crowd that is the mob, basically. Right. And so...
Well, if you've actually played the game, you know that there's literally nothing in it that's even like anything really to do with J.K. Rowling or politics or anything. It's just... It's about...
But because it goes into her pocket, people are mad about it.
Yeah.
But then, you do realize that money's already been given to her when they licensed it out. Yeah. Like, it's too late. Yeah. You just enjoy the game. And, other gripe with that is that, okay, if you want to talk about J.K. Rowling, let's talk about all the other media you consume that is run by awful people and companies.
Corporations, companies, yeah.
So, look, this is not going to be the last time this happens either. I reckon the next Harry Potter thing, they're going to probably boycott as well. And... who knows? Maybe there'll be other games that people just get mad at because,
just out of
whatever
curiosity,
other reason.
Out of the nominees for Game of the Year, what would you have liked to... What do you think was the best out of them?
I'm mixed between Tears of the Kingdom and Spider-Man 2.
I really liked Tears of the Kingdom. I felt like it was very good.
The thing I like about Tears of the Kingdom the most is that it's actually a video game. Like, a lot of these other games are like experiences and stories. And like Tears of the Kingdom is actually, here's some gameplay mechanics and an objective.
Like
go have fun.
My critiques of Tears of the Kingdom are like minor ones.
Yeah.
And my biggest gripe with it is like the final boss is so easy. Like, unbelievable. Like, little things like that. Things that don't really matter too much.
But it was the one game that actually felt like a game to me, and I wish more games would use physics like how Tears of the Kingdom does.
Yes.
Because
it gets a bit monotonous.
no, but like even just like games having better physics in their games. Like I'm not saying do Tears of the Kingdom every single game,
that's fine.
but like people were like, "Wow, this technology is amazing." We've had it for like 15 years, just no one uses it.
Yeah.
So I wish they had that. And Spider-Man 2, the gameplay is really fun. The story I'm a bit on the fence about because they're doing things that I'm not happy with. But at the same time, when I played Venom, when I was, in the suit of the embryo and stuff, it felt good. It felt powerful. And, the actors did a good job.
Well, I think that sums up everything. Have you got anything else to say?
That's basically it.
Did you want to take us out?
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up, everyone. So, as always, stay on watch.